guys, we are here today and we are going to be doing a treatment for headaches. It is important to note that there are many different types of headaches. The treatment that we're going to be doing today is primarily targeted towards tension headaches, although regardless of the type of headache or migraine you are suffering from, you will definitely get results with this treatment as well. We are going to be taking a look at different muscle groups. It's a really good idea to become a little bit familiar with them, just so you have a bit of a better idea as to what you're looking for, and then you're going to get way better results if you are a little more familiar. The first group of muscles we're going to be looking at is the upper trapezius or the upper traps muscle. That is the one that when you're getting that really bad neck shoulder pain, that's usually the one that's the culprit there. When you're kind of getting that like shoulders up at your ears feeling, usually that's the one that's in charge of that. So it's a really, really common one. It bothers a lot of people, so we'll be taking a good look into that. The second group is going to be the group of scalenes. There are 3 different muscles. They live a little bit deeper in the side of your neck. They're responsible for neck and head stability. So when you are getting a lot of neck pain associated with your headache or migraine as well, a lot of the time that's kind of the one that's really bothering you. And then the third group is going to be the suboccipitals. If you are a chronic headache sufferer, you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. They live right at the very base of your skull, and they create a lot of radiation patterns into the front of your head if you get a lot of aura headaches, temples, jaw, that sort of thing. Pretty well anywhere where you are getting a referral pattern, usually suboccipitals are kind of the problem there. So we'll take a good look at all 3 and let's get started. Yeah, so to find upper traps, all you're gonna do is just go straight along the upper shoulders and then just like pull up and squeeze, and you're gonna feel like a flap of muscle that's on the very top that's really easy to pinch. You can kind of move it around, and that's gonna be upper traps. So it kind of starts all the way from here, goes all the way along, and goes right up into the back of the neck. As far as scalenes go, for scalenes, so you're gonna go right up behind the ear. You'll see a bone. It's kind of a round one. It's right behind. You can kind of roll around on it a little bit, and you'll feel that there's some tissue attached to it. You're gonna go just behind that, right towards the back of the circle, and you're just gonna follow it straight down. And that's going to be how we find the scalenes. And then for suboccipitals, you're just going to go hands right behind the shoulders and just go straight up. Keep going until you hit a big ridge bone. Go with the pad of your finger first. Don't go like fingertips in. Go with the pad of your finger, and you're just going to find that bone and just rest on it. And then you're just going to push down and up into it. You'll find that kind of fleshy part. If you are having a lot of suboccipital tension, that should feel pretty tight. And just always go pads of your finger first. Don't get too pokey in there. So the first technique we're going to do is just a static suboccipital compression. Again, we're just going to go in right underneath the upper traps there and just drag all the way up. We're going to find that ridge with the pads of our fingers. You can kind of prop the head up into your hands and then use those pads and press in and up towards the ceiling, and you'll land right on those suboccipitals. How does that feel? Yeah, and you'll feel them eventually release a little bit, and your fingers will just gradually sink further and further in. Don't go too hard, don't go too much. It's a pretty sensitive area, so just kind of let the neck do its work. Second technique we're going to do is on those upper traps. All you're going to do is find the bone on towards the shoulder side. Find that upper trap, so just move down towards the back and in towards the head, and you'll feel it start to become pretty squishy and soft. That's going to be where the upper trap starts. you're just gonna take a fist, nice and open, not too hard, and then just press it right onto that fleshy part and just drag it nice and gently all the way along and up the neck. Not quite until you feel that bony ridge. You're not gonna go that far. Just go as far as feels comfortable. For our next technique, we are gonna be doing some scalene stripping. So we are gonna go back and we're gonna find the scalene. So again, just go right up the side of the neck until you find that round bone. Kind of roll around on it. You're gonna feel a big tendon attaching onto it, and you wanna go back behind that. So you kind of hook around it, and then you can feel that like there's a little bit of a lesser tissue. You're gonna kind of push on that, and again, follow that just all the way down. Start gentle and work your way up. It's not something you want to really press hard into right off the bat. You really want to get comfortable with finding it first. And just follow that all the way down. You might want to use a little bit of lotion or oil or whatever you choose to use. And then you can follow it all the way down right until you feel the neck and the chest come together at that bit of a curve. So go right down until about there. Also, one thing with scalenes is there is an artery that goes in between two of them. So just make sure not to push on them for too long, or else you're going to be pinching on that artery and that's going to be very uncomfortable. But just a couple passes and that's more than enough. So our next technique is we're going to do a mild head traction. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your one hand, bring it down around the neck. Make sure you don't hook your shirt. You're going to bring it back down around the neck, and you're just going to kind of cradle it. So you're just going to cup it, and then with your other hand you're going to come in from the other side and latch around and kind of cradle onto your first hand. So we're going to go in and around, and then you're going to take that second hand and you'll see it poke out the other side. This will just give you a good grip on the back of the neck. And then you're just going to really, really slowly and gently kind of lean backwards and just pull the head with it. Again, less is more. Don't do too much pressure until you get comfortable with the technique. And don't do it for too long. Also with this, make sure that the head is perfectly straight. You can line up the nose with their sternum. The other thing, just make sure that the head isn't rolled to one side or the other. So you just want it nice and straight, and again, bring that hand around, other one comes around that, and then just pull back. So for our last technique, we are just going to go put our hands on the temples, take our thumbs, and follow them right onto the ridge of the eyebrow and just gently hold there. You can hold up to about 2 minutes, but I find about 30 seconds is usually more than enough. These are acupressure points, so not a ton of pressure is needed, but as much as is comfortable. Our next 2 points are down right beside the nose. Again, hold for about 30 seconds. And then the last point is right under the nose, right above the top lip. So that is our basic headache treatment. If you have any questions, if you want to try it out and let me know what you think, post in the comments below and I will answer any and all questions that you have. Okay.